How to increase pitching velocity. Biomechanics principles. In this video, you will learn how baseball pitchers can increase their pitching velocity using the impulse-momentum relationship. We will now observe videos of two different pitchers. I will highlight and explain the contrasting elements of both their deliveries and analyze how these differences affect their pitching velocity. It is important to note that the difference in sex will have no impact on our observations. As you can see here, pitcher 1 has good shoulder horizontal abduction and elbow extension while in the cocking phase. This form is an example of where the stretch shortening cycle comes into play. When an actively tensed muscle is stretched just prior to contraction, the resulting contraction is more forceful than in the absence of the pre-stretch. Here, we see that pitcher 2 has less horizontal shoulder abduction and less elbow extension. This means that the force-producing muscles are not being stretched as much prior to contraction. Thus, the stretch shortening cycle has less of an effect. Pitcher 1's full range of motion allows him to contract and produce force onto the ball for a greater period of time. Greater force over greater time equals greater velocity of the ball. Pitcher 2's limited range of motion means that they are unable to produce force onto the ball for as long a period of time. This decrease in force production time will decrease the velocity of the ball. It is also important that we analyze the body as a whole when contrasting the two pitchers. Here we can see that pitcher 1 also uses his lower body and trunk to produce force. Pitcher 1's powerful push-off, along with their appropriately sized stride and trunk activation, will help them to produce an overall greater force. It is the summation of all these joint moments that allow pitcher 1 to produce the largest force, thus giving him the greatest ball velocity. As we can see here, pitcher 2 does not engage their lower body or trunk to help produce force. Pitcher 2 does not produce a forceful push-off or adequate stride length. As well, there is little to no trunk activation. If we were to sum the joint moments of pitcher 2, we would see that there is significantly less force being produced by the body. This limited force produced by the body will limit the force that is produced onto the ball, and this will decrease the velocity of the ball. We can also look at the continuity of these joint moments. Looking at pitcher 1, we see that they have well-coordinated movements. As pitcher 1 breaks from his pause, he extends his stride leg and throwing arm, all while tucking his glove hand to help forcefully rotate his trunk. If we look at pitcher 2, we see that they have less synchronicity throughout the pitch. As pitcher 2 breaks from their pause, their stride foot meets the ground before their arm reaches the cocking phase. The glove hand stays wide and limits forceful trunk rotation. All of the factors mentioned throughout this video will affect pitching velocity. Pitcher 1's proper delivery allows him to throw approximately 35 miles per hour faster than pitcher 2. Remember, to perform best as a pitcher, it is important to have proper throwing form to allow for the longest period of force production time, as well as cohesive movements that utilize the entire body. When combining all these factors, you will increase the force that is produced onto the ball, and this will increase the ball's velocity.